Stop prompting like it's 2023. If you're still just typing a sentence into a chat box and hoping for a good response, you're missing out on 90% of what a modern AI can actually do. Right now, the AI landscape has completely shifted from simple chatbots to fully autonomous agents, deep localized reasoning, and background automation engines. Today, we're skipping the basics. We're diving deep into the advanced power user features of the three titans: Google Gemini, Anthropic's Claude, and OpenAI's ChatGPT. We call it the AI Trinity. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to stitch these tools together. This is Frank from Obelisk. Let's get into it. Let's start with Google Gemini. While critics love to argue about the raw model parameters, Google has quietly built an absolute powerhouse when it comes to context window size and data integration. First up, let's take a look at Google Gems. Think of Gems as your personalized, specialized team of micro agents. Instead of rewriting complex system instructions every single time and start with a new chat, Gems allow you to hard code specific roles, tones, and boundaries. If you're a content creator, you can build an SEO gem. If you're a consultant, you can build a process mapping gem. It lives right in your sidebar, ready to execute instantly with zero context drift. But where Gemini truly breaks away from the pack is Notebook LM. Powered by Gemini's massive context window, Notebook LM is the ultimate research synthesis tool. You don't just upload a file, you upload an entire library, up to 500 sources, from deep legal briefs to architecture diagrams. Because it operates on strict source grounding, it only speaks from your data, virtually eliminating hallucinations. And with a single click, its audio overview feature can turn thousands of pages of dry text into a lively two-host podcast debate that explains complex concepts beautifully while you commute. If you want to, you can even click the join button and ask the podcast questions, and it'll respond. And we can't talk about Gemini without talking about its native Google Workspace integration. Because it lives right inside your Gmail, Google Docs, and Sheets, it has immediate horizontal access to your business data. You can literally open the Gemini panel in Gmail and type, "Summarize the feedback from my client team in Drive this week," and draft a follow-up response highlighting our next milestones. It scans your ecosystem, connects the dots, and writes the email without you ever opening another tab. It's an absolute masterclass in operational efficiency. The second in our AI Trinity is Anthropic's Claude. If Gemini is the king of data integration, Claude has become the undisputed champion of deep reasoning and autonomous execution, and have just taken a massive leap forward. This is Claude Cowork, available on macOS and Windows desktop apps. It isn't just a regular chat. Cowork uses an advanced agentic architecture that allows Claude to step away from the chatbot and work directly on your computer. You grant it permission to a local project directory, give it a complex, multi-step task, and step away from your desk. It coordinates sub-agents to handle parallel work streams, reads and writes directly to your local files, runs local data analysis in formats, gives polished deliverables like Excel spreadsheet or PowerPoint decks. You can set it to ask before acting if you want it to approve every click, or you can flip it to act without asking, so you have a trusted environment that it handles everything. For the developers watching, Anthropic took the same agentic power and put it directly into the command line with Claude Code. Unlike standard autocomplete plugins, Claude Code is a full-fledged agentic coding tool. You launch it inside your terminal and it reads your entire repository. You can tell it to navigate an unfamiliar code base, trace complex logic dependencies, or fix test suites. If a test fails, Claude Code autonomously reads the error log, edits the source files across multiple directories, and runs the test suite again until everything passes. It is so powerful that Anthropic recently noted the vast majority of their own internal code is now written by Claude itself. And driving all of this is Anthropic's latest flagship architecture, Claude Fable 5. Fable 5 introduces an explicit ultra effort option for deep reasoning. When you encounter an incredibly intricate math, finance, or architecture problem, and you don't want a fast response, you want the correct response. That's when you use Fable 5. Fable 5's ultra effort mode allows the model to allocate massive compute to think systematically and catch its own mistakes and map out edge cases before ever delivering code or analytical reports that traditional LLMs require. And it blows all other LLMs out of the water. Finally, let's talk about OpenAI's ChatGPT. While competitors are launching brilliant point solution, ChatGPT remains a polished multimodal SaaS ecosystem on Earth, where it has powerful reasoning within its GPT line. We know all about custom GPTs to build wrappers and give instructions and to run on scheduled tasks. But OpenAI has now launched its own scheduler. And historically, their AI system was reactive and it only worked when you talked to it. Now, with scheduled GPTs, you can set your custom agents to run completely in the background on a recurring schedule. Imagine a custom GPT scheduled to run every Monday at 6 a.m. It calls an API to scrape market trends, process data, cross-references it with your stored business files, and delivers a fully written intelligence briefing to your inbox before you even wake up. It transforms ChatGPT from a passive assistant into a proactive digital workforce. To round out ChatGPT's power suite, the ChatGPT also features Canvas and advanced data analysis. Canvas creates an interactive side-by-side workspace perfect for writing long-form content or heavy coding. Instead of regenerating entire blocks of text, you can highlight specific sentences, ask ChatGPT to edit them in place, or use shortcuts to debug code instantly. Combined with its sandbox Python environment, you can drop a massive CSV file into the chat and have it execute complex time series analysis, write the scripts, and hand you back a downloadable interactive charts. So, how do you actually deploy this in the real world? The real power users don't just pick one Titan, right? They use the whole AI Trinity and they build a stack. Use Gemini's Notebook LM to synthesize your massive library of research and document databases. Deploy Claude Cowork and Claude Code to execute heavy, complex development tasks and organize your local file systems for you. And use ChatGPT's scheduled GPTs to run your recurring business automations and client reporting on autopilot. The frontier of AI is no longer about asking questions anymore and sitting in the prompt window. It's about architecting workflows. And if you want to see exactly how to connect with these agentic workflows together using automation tools, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. This is Frank from Obelisk, and I'll see you in the next video.